When we last left off, the party had encountered a figure from their past, or specifically from one of the characters' past. A multi-tailed figure named Ty, who has some relation to some of the previous members of the party, but as more and more of them disappear into different timelines or getting pulled into different worlds or sucked away by the will of different deities, new figures emerge. And with this new party that is starting to gather together, they fight against this figure. Ty, who has apparently gone to different realities and stolen tales of different creatures, of either beings that he's met or something much worse, as he yearns for the loss of his sister and seeks to enact his revenge on the party. You all manage to fight him handily, and with his last dying resolve, he seeks to spite Holgir in particular by dragging down the body of Merida, piercing her and rending her asunder. She is slain beside him as he lays down on the ground, slowly bleeding out. And with this final insult, Holgir begins to fall from the massive silhouette hand from Talia. By the way, Talia is currently in her colossal shadow form, which is, I would say, about the size of Godzilla, roughly size and shape of Godzilla. Some of you are still in her hands, but Holgir begins to fall. And as he does, he can hear in his mind the words of Ty being sent magically towards him. You see, this feeling, you know what it's like. Just try as you might and struggle against everything and still fail. Have your loved ones ripped from you. Do you get it now? Do you see what you've put me through? You say or do anything, Holgir?
I see your failure. Nothing more.
Okay. You think you can understand? Oh, but I will make you understand. You won't die here, and neither shall she. You'll both suffer far more till I'm done with you. And
By the way,
yes.
did he take her head with him?
No, they're both bleeding out on the ground, and with the final tail that he has, as his body is burned to cinders, he casts Cure Wounds on Merida, healing her, and she gasps awake, sucking in joyous air. As she comes to from her wounds.
Pause.
Yes.
Did he not rip her head off like you discussed last time?
No, I said that he punctured her throat with the bolt that was in his throat.
And not blaming anyone, but it definitely wasn't me that shot that boat, you know.
Either way, he uses magic to heal her because he does not want her to die here. A death so early would be merciful to you. And with that, his head lolls to the side and he croaks and dies.
Mr. Frog?
His head rolls lifeless to the side, and he just verbally mutters, just sort of releasing his final breath. And then you'll hear a very annoying voice that suddenly tears across the midnight. "You fools!" And you all turn and watch as what can only be described as a crab flying across the sky, scuttling rather, as it seems to be grasping at the air and various spaces around it, pinching them and contorting them.
The fabric of reality is falling apart and you are doing simply nothing to solve it.
Holgir, you hear this voice and open your eyes as you see the world begin to bend and contort around you. Suddenly the ground stays the same distance away from you. However, you do continue to fall, and you all watch as the world around you begins to bend and warp. And then, as if Holgir's body itself is pushing against something that is physically not there, but metaphysically is being bent and warped, these tears begin to appear and cracks begin to emerge. And as he pushes beyond this barrier, ripping through the fabric of reality, you watch as a scene emerges. Holgir is now falling into an open sky that is got flowing specks of white rushing through the air towards a mountaintop far, far below. The entire mountainside is coated in white as this frigid air buffets his lifeless body. And these tears begin to continue to spread and merge, erupting underneath all of you. Freddy, you are now standing on cracked rock and crusting earth that is protruding up from below. And you stand at the precipice of a tall black mountain that is crumbling and rumbling with fury, as if it might erupt or simply collapse inwards. You still don't know the answer. Havelock, you now stand on the soft ocean floor and you feel the buffet of water around you. Though you still stand in what you assume to be the normal world, you feel what is not air around you, but the ocean seafloor, the pressure, the resistance of the water, the humidity. And you turn around and you can see the shambles of your old home and several figures in those strange outfits marching to and fro. Johnny, you look and see a strange landscape, a dark corridor, a chasm between mountains with a soft glow that you cannot discern if it is moon or day. What light shines upon you, and yet shadows are cast, and they begin to move and writhe as if responding to your presence. And Talia, shrinking back down to her form, you all turn to see her quivering and shivering in agony and pain, and you watch in horror as she begins to writhe and shake herself apart, turning inside out, bending and rippling and piercing back into this visage of what would be a beautiful ocean scene, wet sand and an endless horizon, but the horror of the situation is that the sun is plummeting far too fast and the ocean recedes until there's no water in sight, and being shunted back into this point in time from this location is a humanoid figure with no legs, but instead the tail of a serpent, and they collapse to the ground, or what would be ground. You are all standing on what seems to be nothing and everything at the exact same time. The world is collapsing. Your worlds are in peril. This fabric of reality is tearing itself apart, and you are all at the epicenter of it. What would you like to do?
At what point do I hit the ground?
You do not. You are falling. There is no ground, so to speak, but you are in the air above what would be a mountaintop that is rushing up to meet you, but it is hundreds of thousands of feet beneath you when you come to consciousness. This mountain seems relatively familiar to you. You have seen this mountaintop before, Holgir. The interesting thing that I think most of you would come to understand is that these places that you all are standing in, these fractures of reality that all of you seem to reside upon, resemble your home, where you're from, as if you are not from this world. You do not exist in this universe, but these places do relate to you. That is to say, the town Riverwatch that you were once standing within is not your normal plane of existence. It is not your own home. But these fractures that are seen, that have formed around you, far more resemble, and all you would have to do is simply step into them and return to your own places of existence, as if reality itself is tearing itself apart to push you all back to where you come from. But instead, you are all still here, if for the moment. So, you do all have a choice. And I would like to give each of you a adversity token, as you all have a very big choice to make. Stay here and possibly further the destruction of reality and cause this world to collapse, or return to your own world and pick up from where you left off on your own journey.
So let me get this straight. If we stay in this reality as a group, it will continue to cause this reality to shatter. However, if we go to each our own separate reality will heal, quote unquote.
You do not know what is causing the situation or how to resolve it. All you know is what is currently happening.
Oh, fuck.
If you were to return to your own timeline, at least you would avoid this world from destroying. If you choose to stay here, it would be far more dangerous than simply returning to where you're from. Except for you, Holgir, your terror in reality does not symbolize where you are from, because that is in fact this world. This is your home. But what you have pierced through the veil to uncover is in fact what appears to be a snow-topped mountain. A mountain that you feel like you've seen before, but you can't quite place. But if you would like to make a
Is this
history
mount-
check, you may.
Does this mountain have a river, perhaps?
It is a bit too
River that is
far
going
away to
upward?
see at this point. But it does look fairly familiar to that mountain that you did see when you touched that liquid that the person named Kitongu was apparently
Nat 20.
dreaming about.
Got a nat 20.
Yeah. Like I said, when you went to the land at the end of time, there was a bath of some sort of churning, bright white
Memory
liquid that a figure named Kitongu was bathing himself in. And when you touched it, you had a glimpse of their dream, which was of this mountain.
Well, that certainly cuts the travel time down. So, I'm going to gesture to my portal, turn to the others, assuming I can turn to the others.
You may.
This is where I need to go. I don't know if you would all like to join me, but it seems like we ought to get out of here at the very least.
Avlok looks at his portal, then back over at the one that was talking. As much as I would like to return home, I still have a job to do, so I'll follow you. And he just points at the one that said that.
Then I kind of look at everyone else, and kind of, wherever this mine lead, I don't know where, because to me, where I am now is my home, and I'm not going to, I still need to figure out where, and I don't want to try to fix whatever's going on here.
Sierra,
Is
you
it,
are also
poss-
here. If that was not made obvious.
Am I able to move over to where the Buttleman was?
Yeah.
Well, is. Alright, I walk over there.
It actually feels like swimming for the first half, and then once you get closer to Holger, you also feel yourself falling.
I at least like do a relaxing pose.
Okay.
Yay!
Johnny, do you also wish to...
Oh wait, my cat! I need my cat!
No, your cat's dead. No, I'm just kidding. It comes with you.
I
Hello.
spent so much money on it!
No, your inventory comes with you.
Oh, thank God.
It is important to be aware of your belongings, your familiars and whatnot. But your familiar can teleport to you. So,
Yeah, you just turn around and you see the bread cat just get warped out of reality.
Man,
it
the
gets
cat knows
stretched
more
into
magic than I do.
spaghetti.
The cat
No.
knows magic.
It becomes a baguette.
The baguette cat.
Yes,
So now it's like twice as long.
but also thinner.
Does that mean it speaks French instead of Russian now?
Oh my God,
No.
that would be amazing.
Ultimate evolution.
He's evolved. What would be the next evolution of that cat? From baguette to I don't know, toasted baguette?
Sandwich.
Shut up.
Sandwich.
Foot long.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Okay, Freddy.
Freddy and Snake Woman. Make a decision, please.
Well, speaking out of character, like always, if I stay, the world I'm currently in crumbles. But if I go home, I won't see the new friends I've made.
Quote unquote friends.
How'd you know? I actually did the quote. How the hell did you know?
Because I already know you, Mr. Kills My Pet.
If you go home, you could continue to pursue the mystery of what is happening to your home world. But if you stay with this party, then you can continue your quest to kill every single familiar that Havelock has.
Yes.
Which is more
Putting
enticing.
Like that. Putting it like that. It sounds pretty.
You know, priorities,
convincing.
you know.
Yeah, priorities.
Side mission real quick. Let me go and moto any pet this dude gets.
Freddy's feet crush into the ground 1 foot before leaping upward, causing a chain reaction as the mountainside crumbles behind him as he leaps forward, blade outstretched towards the cat loaf. I know
I'm
my
blocking him.
destiny.
I'm blocking him. No.
What do I have to roll?
Roll an attack roll at disadvantage.
God damn it.
Because this is
Yes.
strange terrain.
You kill my cat. I swear to God.
Destiny being made.
I'll toss your ass into my portal. Let you go down.
Where I can't find. I'm laughing too much. Okay, disadvantage. Huh? Okay. Hold on. Skills, actions. What? Actions. Disadvantage.
Please, cat. Please have a good AC.
I doubt it.
10.
How do I add disadvantage?
You just roll
Just roll
twice
again.
Roll
and then
twice,
take
take
the lower
the worst
number.
result.
What do you get?
Got a 23 and 11 to hit. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it.
Go and roll damage.
Just with
Wait,
one
which-
sword or two?
Wait, 11's his lowest?
Just one. You're not making 2 attacks right now. Just the
Wait,
one.
is 11 his lowest?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I clicked the wrong one.
Oh, then he doesn't hit.
No, he's aiming for the AC. of The cat.
Yeah, he doesn't hit.
Oh wait, is the cat's AC more than
The
11?
cat's AC, it's 12.
Oh!
Yo, this punk!
I thought it was 11.
Nah, it's 12.
Okay. Yeah. Freddy, you fly forward and attempt to shish kebab this cat bread loaf. But instead, you just managed to whiff as the sudden change of reality around you causes your blade to go wide. Sierra?
So,
I
You see
grab him and
this-
toss him into my portal, please.
this plated, this armored being
Send him
looked
to
behind
down.
towards the word it came from, towards the figure of Talia who went to the portal. And she says, "Rest, my mistress. I'll take you on this journey for you." And I jump toward them.
Yeah.
And slither towards them.
And as you all group up together in unison,
So Johnny didn't group up with us.
Yeah, I did.
No, he didn't. All he said was, he said that he needs to find out what's going on here, and then he didn't do any actions. At least that's what I heard.
I thought he said he went with you guys. Johnny, what would you like to do?
I'll probably just go with them, but first I'm gonna try to pick up the cat.
All right, make an unarmed strike. This will be a grapple check.
Okay.
Wait a minute, what's going on here?
With disadvantage.
Is this another dude trying to kill my cat?
Yeah, kinda.
God damn it!
I'm just gonna grin. I'm just gonna grin evilly.
13.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, 13.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now it's contested check. So make a strength check, and I'll make a dexterity save.
Come on, baby.
Athletics or just pure strength?
Strength. Ooh.
The cat gets a +2, by the way.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
Ah, well,
21.
shit.
Okay. Johnny grapples the cat.
You
Oh. And I'm gonna look to other portals and just throw them.
Wait, where do you throw him?
See the magical shadow. I'm gonna throw it to mine.
Okay. As you something I meant to say is that as each of you leave your rifts that's been open, and Nefret runs in to sort of close them up. You watch as this crab just sort of scuttles across the non-existent air, basically the fabric of reality, and begins like tying them up like a spider, sort of like weaving the fabric back together. As you are no longer tethering them here, but all grouping up, he begins to just sort of scuttle around and close them all up. So as you leap away from your Terran reality, this crab gets into position. He's like,
Leaving all this mess behind for me to deal with? How rude.
and just begins like closing the rift, and then you swing and toss this cat right into him. Just poof. And like, I think that knocks Nefret off of what they're doing. Like,
Curses!
and just sort of falls to the ground. Then Nefret begins to get back to their feet, and I think he like tosses the cat back in after you before closing the tear behind all of you.
Good riddance.
Just like
Let me catch the
closes.
cat. Let me catch the cat.
It's several feet above you. But
Did
you
I
are
catch
all
the cat?
Do not let him catch the cat.
you are all falling rapidly towards a mountain that is jutting up, ready to pierce and crush and bash your bones against its icy surface. What would you
Can I throw
like
my
to
spear
do?
down? That way I can just teleport to it.
Okay. Yeah, Havelock just throws his spear down. And you teleport to the mountainside. What does everyone else do to survive the fall?
Havelock's just
Oh.
flicking all of you off, by the way.
I'm going to use the telekinetic feat to push all of us together, and then I'm going to cast Dimension Door to get us to the ground.
Come on, leave Freddy at least.
Let me grab the cat.
I'll give you 10 gold coins.
Okay.
I grabbed the group.
Holgear,
better
have you
include
ever
my
played
cat.
Portal?
Yes.
There
Putting the orange
There
the
is
orange
this
portal on
issue
Earth.
with momentum. that you're dealing with here.
Oh no, you guys are still gonna fly.
Is this
So-
not a mountainside with hills?
This is a cold, jagged mountaintop with sheer cliffs.
How strong? Oh, no, never mind. I'm not gonna ask that.
I'm going to try to like stab my greatsword like into the mountainside, to like slow it down. My fall.
Oh, okay. You're gonna Chuck Norris it? Alright.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an attack against the mountain.
Wonder what the mountain's AC is.
It's pretty high. No, I like this.
30.
Do it. 30?
Yeah.
What
30.
the-
Excuse me.
What is the weapon you're using?
It's like this
My-
giant greatsword.
Yeah, my weapons get additional bonuses because of my stuff.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check. This is to see if you lose your arm.
It falls off.
Because you absolutely do fall and just like stab this giant, massive weapon into the side of the cliff. And it does slow you down. So this is just to see if you can hang on.
I always
Yeah,
forget I
right.
have this. I always forget I have false life.
12.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'll say that you like pop your arm out of your socket and it hurts a lot, but you do manage to slow your fall and stop without dying. So you you've just pulled off the sickest stunt in any of my campaigns ever. Yes, Freddy, you do have false life, which means that you basically have 8 temporary hit points of buffer from any sort of damage that befalls you.
Yeah.
Can you turn into a dragon, though? I don't think you can.
I don't know.
That's-
Can I?
Was that part of your backstory?
Doesn't Freddy have wings?
No.
Okay, wait. No, I have claws. I have tails, and then it would make sense if I had dragon wings.
You did not state that you had dragon wings, though.
Very much true. I did not say I had dragon wings.
And in
Bullshit.
fact, you specifically gave me pictures of what your character would look like, and you did not have wings.
Very much true.
Oh, enjoy dying.
Ignore it, bro.
Yeah, make an attack roll against the mountain, Freddy.
Come on. Who's on it?
Come on in, the mountain's great.
Alright, by the way, I'd like to like put my hand out to help Johnny up.
Alright, yeah.
Attack roll.
I'm like a losing you at this point.
And as I'm like pulling him up, I let him go.
I'm trying to think.
Long live the king.
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
Brother, help me, brother.
Oh wait. Okay, so wait.
I don't have an
I'm-
answer for you guys. I just
Okay,
let you
wait,
all
Sparrow.
fall towards a mountain, and I don't have like an answer for you all to survive
We need to
this.
find out how to
This is
Alright,
what
okay,
you
wait,
just chose
Sparrow,
to
Sparrow,
Yes.
my guy.
Yes.
So I'm falling towards this mountain, right?
He's a
Mhm.
lord, thank you.
All right. So, is there a possibility if I can do it correctly and if
Mhm.
luck is on my side, can I jab my claws inside the mountain, slowing down my fall?
Same thing that Johnny did. Yes. Go ahead and make an
Yeah.
attack roll against the mountain.
Alright, can I catch my cat?
23.
Okay, yeah. That also hits the mountain's AC. So go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Hey, Sparrow, out of
Athletics.
curiosity, what is the mountain?
Well, it's a mountain, so the AC is actually pretty low. It's
22.
1.
Ah,
No, I'm just kidding.
It's like 2.
No. Again, it makes sense for something's big to AC to be low, but then you have to consider its actual armor that you're trying to penetrate. So
All right.
I was softballing that mountain's AC at like 22.
Alright,
which
so my
Freddy
analytics
did
came out to 22.
Yeah.
Damn, he's does
What
hit
was
it.
your athletics check to survive?
22.
Okay, yeah. Freddy does not get his arm pulled out of his socket. He just slams his. You watch as his hands become more bestial and large claws form out of them, and he just buries them into the mountainside. His cat falls past him.
Wait a minute, his cat.
Yes, Havelock. You watch as you're helping Johnny, and your cat just flies past Freddy. Freddy, if you let go of the mountain, you can get an attack of opportunity.
You know what? No, you know what? I'm gonna play nice this time. I'm gonna try to save the cat for all.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be like, I'm gonna play nice and let it fall to its own death.
I'm gonna toss Johnny out and I'm jumping.
I would like to save Havelock's bread cat.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a loaf. Thank you.
Okay, Havelock. Just a heads up. Your cat might die.
You have shitty dexterity, don't you?
I got a 16.
Okay, yeah, you catch the cat.
Okay, good.
Okay, who is left to land? Me and the ogre?
Yes, you and Holger.
Yeah.
By the way,
Outside of
Freddy,
Holger.
the cat turns to you and says, "Meow." Because you
With a
can't
French
understand
What
what
is
it
that?
Meow.
It says "Donke."
I best be getting
Okay.
a thank you, Havelock.
You say that after you attempted to motor. You get a thumbs up,
Wait.
and that's all you're gonna get.
Donka is German for thank you. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I was about to say, isn't that German?
Guten Morgen.
Spasibo.
Just saying random Russian.
Yeah,
That's
Me and
Russian
mystery
for thank
person.
you.
me and Mystery Person are gonna get Dimension Doored so that way we don't have to dislocate our shoulders, but we just get like heavy rug burn on our knees as we skid to a stop.
Hey, buddy, it's only if you roll low.
I mean, I was gonna animate my shield and kneel on it like a sled.
Oh, you're gonna pull off Tears of the Kingdom? Or actually, no, that'd be
haven't
more of
played
Breath
that.
of the Wild, I think.
I
No,
had
Tears of the Kingdom
only
has
played
better
Breath of the
shield
Wild.
surfing.
Regardless, I'm just
That seems-
using
that
the
just seems like a
shield to
waste of
make
a
sure I don't
shield.
kill myself and then use swords as brakes.
Okay.
Like
Sierra,
what they
did you,
did, but smarter.
Sierra, are you fine with this strategy, or did you have something else?
Yeah, I was just thinking I could try to use my tail as a coil and absorb the impact.
You use your what?
Boy,
The snake tail as a coil to absorb the
Ah.
impact.
Okay. With that, I will allow you guys to make acrobatics checks without disadvantage.
Gladly.
The terminal velocity was going to give you disadvantage, but with your shield and your robust bodies, I will. What'd you get?
19.
Okay, yes, you do not dash yourself against the rocks and manage to actually skid to a relative stop.
I got a 4.
Okay, Sierra goes flying off the mountainside and continues to fall.
Oh, bro.
Alright, I'll go help him.
Okay. Havelock, you just like free fall after them and grab them and then throw your spear back.
I can't teleport with people, so I'm gonna try to use the spear to stab into the mountain like everyone.
Oh gosh, dang it, dude.
It's the only way I can physically save them because I can't with other people. I can only teleport
I was
myself
hoping
with
that you
you.
would try that, and then I was so prepared to describe how you like grab onto Sarah, like I'll save
I'm
you,
not
and then
dumb,
disappear into
Sparrow.
water.
I'm not dumb, Sparrow.
I mean, if we were going to stab the mountain, I can do that too.
All right, do it. I will say that the DC is lower, since you're not rapidly approaching it at terminal velocity. Go
Come
ahead
on,
and make it.
dice. Give me something good. That is not something good.
22.
Okay,
14.
yeah. Oh, Havelock, are you still jumping after them?
Yeah.
Okay, they managed to hit the mountain. Go ahead and roll an athletics check, Sierra.
Okay. $24.
Okay, yeah, you're super good. You springboard back. Your weapon's a spear, right?
No, mine is the great sword that I use as a maul.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'm just
I'm
sinking
the
the cross
spear.
guard into the rock.
Okay. Havelock, you fly past Sierra, like arms outstretched, ready to grab them, and then they just like zip right past you.
Can I grapple him as an opportunity attack?
Okay, sure, yeah. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I'd like to dodge, thank you.
All right, with disadvantage.
Alright, what do I gotta roll?
No, you don't. You just give them disadvantage.
You want to fall? Was
I
going
don't
to
like
grab you.
snakes.
Then why
Kick
did you
him out
jump
the
after?
fall.
I'm gonna leave someone to die.
With
Maybe
disadvantage, it's a 22.
Yeah, you grab onto Havelock whether they like it or not, and halt their fallen progress.
Havelock's just like slowly panicking because it just reminds him of a Letic eel.
I got you, buddy. Now, how do we go down?
Havelock just zapped his spear.
Havelock dissolves into water. Yeah. After a few minutes of climbing and scuttling around the mountainside, you all manage to gather yourselves up once again.
Havelock's just thinking to himself, I knew I should have gone for the extra 2 pair of arms instead of the acid.
Wait, what?
Wait, who's reading my mind? Who would that?
Everyone did.
I said Havelock thinks to himself.
Yeah, I just didn't understand what you said.
It's
As a
just
player.
out of character. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I didn't understand as a player, so I could laugh at the joke.
My race either allows me to get acid, where I could shoot acid out of my mouth, or I can have 2 extra arms.
Oh, okay.
The arms would have made it easier for me to climb stuff.
Yeah, I guess we start climbing down the mountain.
Okay.
Is there any sign that there's anything of importance at the tops?
From what you see of the actually, make a perception check. Anyone who would like to.
Can I do an investigation?
Sure.
25 on perception.
Okay.
24.
21 on investigation.
23 on perception.
Okay. Havelock, what you notice specifically is that the air up here is cold and brisk, but what's blowing in the wind doesn't seem to sting your skin in cold, but actually with heat. which leads you to believe that this is actually not snow that it is blowing through the air here, but in fact, ash.
Ash? I knew
Yes.
it!
You got it. As you are all on this mountaintop, you can see that there is dark clouds, almost like a smog around sort of what would be the mountain range below, sort of obscuring your vision of the horizon and what would be far down below. But what you can see is that at the top of this mountain, there does seem to be some sort of ethereal glow, almost like a aurora borealis, but not like specifically in designated lines, but just sort of this magical hue that's emanating like a glowing crystal at the precipice of this mountain. Down below, you can see that there are sections of this mountain that almost seem to be carved out with flows of what be sort of rivers that have been frozen over, cascading down the mountain and zigzagging, almost arching pathways. But what would you all like to do?
The ethereal shininess at the top of the mountain, is there any way for us to determine what that is for me? I'm gonna use my spyglass.
Does he sound muffled for anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
His microphone got like something switched and went bad.
Alright, let
I
me
think he's on
raise him
phone
up
and you
real
like set it
quick.
down or whatever. But basically, the mountain top seems like it seemed like it wasn't the actual mountain itself that was glowing, but like there was a section of the mountain that had this light on it. Like there might be some sort of precipice that you could stand on, or maybe perhaps a cave entrance.
Anything else of note around? Or is it just the one ethereal bit?
You can follow these, or what would be just sort of one cascading, frozen river that seems to lead up to the peak of the mountain. And actually, looking at the frozen water, you can see particles of light flowing through it, making their way upwards.
Like a river flowing upwards?
Yes.
Okay. Make our way to the ethereal light then.
All right.
Am I still
Okay.
holding the cat?
If you would like to.
I would like to return the glove cat to Hivelock.
All right.
I'll kill it another day.
I'm going to be real with you guys. When I think about pirates, I don't think about mountains.
Yeah,
How do we end up here?
we're
Havelock, I'll kill your
interdimensional
love
pirates.
cat another day. That's a promise.
There's
And I'll
quest
hypnotize you
givers
and make you go for a swim.
Good luck with that.
Anyway,
Um,
towards ethereal whatness.
I'd like everyone to make athletics checks to climb the mountain, or acrobatics checks if you would prefer. And this will just be a group check. So.
28.
25.
Ooh, nat 20 for a 25.
Nice.
16.
Okay. So, as you all reach the precipice of the mountain, you grow closer towards this this light that's glowing. What you can now see is a cave. And as you make your way into this sort of opening that's in the mountain, you can see this frozen river that's making its way inside the mountain. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of natural geological explanation for this mouth opening, for this cave, or why the water flows or would have flowed from here. This doesn't seem to be like a natural place for water to collect and pour down the mountain. But you can see what appears to be the remnants of some sort of temple or built structure in semblance of some sort of worship or preservation of location of interest. And as you grow close, you can see that there are shapes moving amongst this this open space. You can see that the lights actually begin to shift and form and make different creatures and beings. You watch as like deer sort of like begins to prance around and fish begin to float through the air. Just different creatures of light just sort of moving through the space in a joyous harmony and peace.
Can I try to touch one?
Yeah, you go ahead and make a... Actually, you reach out and touch one, and it seems to notice your presence and seems a bit wary, but it allows you to touch it. Your hand can't physically press against it. It's like a hologram. It sort of passes through it, but it does seem to recognize you're there, almost like it's a ghost. But with these beautiful lights and creatures around you, it is a very beautiful space. And at the center of it, you see a golden statue of this large, bulky figure that seems to be sitting cross-legged in a just sort of harmonious pose.
I want to walk up to it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk around it and look at like what it looks like and everything.
Okay.
Olgir's gonna walk up and lean on it. Basically just sit down next to it and lean on it.
Havelock just looks at Holgear. You're smart. Do you know anything about this?
Holgear is at 11 HP and has only recently stopped bleeding to death, so he's not super paying attention.
But Holgear, you touch the statue, correct?
I do.
You do?
Oh god, please don't
Yes.
turn into gold.
Please go ahead and click the long rest button.
Yes.
As you touch this golden statue, you feel this sort of presence wash over you. It doesn't feel like you are stealing any sort of healing energy, but in fact, this being, this creature, whatever it is so overwhelming with positive energy and affirmation that you feel a sense of true peace that you haven't felt in a long time. Your wounds begin to heal and your vitality returns to you as if someone is intentionally revivifying you in response for all of your hard work. You feel not just refreshed and reconstituted, but affirmed at the same point.
Okay. Holgear will jerk his head up like he just woke up from a nap, like he nodded off. Will stumble back to his feet and just say,
Anybody who needs a refresher, do me a favor and touch this statue. 'Cause I feel like I just woke up from a nap.
Can I do an investigation check on the statue real quick?
You just sort of looking at
History
it.
or whatever. Like, I want to see if I could sort of like make out anything around it.
But you're just looking at it, right? You're not making like a history or arcana check or religion check. You're just looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see if
make
like,
an
I can
investigation
find
check.
anything like that.
Like I said, I allow you to make whatever skill checks you want. Just depending upon which you use, you will gain different information. Does that make sense?
29.
Okay.
Jamie, which is it?
You're not like touching it or anything. You're just looking at it.
Who was that for?
You, Havelock. You're
Oh.
making your investigation check.
Yeah, I'm just like looking around to see if I can find anything that says anything or anything like that.
Okay. You're looking at this figure, and they are large and imposing, and they seem to be a combination of living and inorganic, like constructs, but sort of like still fleshy. Sort of. It's interesting. You're not sure what to make of this figure. You've never seen anything like them, except for maybe some of the very earliest guardians that watched over your civilization. Creatures that would come and helped preserve the peace and help guard new civilizations when they were first starting to grow. This figure looks somewhat similar to that, but in fact perhaps maybe even older, as if that this is like what would be one of the first races of that lineage, or perhaps one of the first prototypes for whatever those creatures are. Though they are sitting, they are currently 10 feet tall, and if they were to stand up, they could possibly be 16 or 18 feet. This is a large, bulky figure. Legs crossed, hands held, just sort of at rest in their lap. Head slumped forward, shoulders relaxed. Very, very peaceful. You're not exactly sure what to make of this statue, other than it does seem to specifically and intricately represent a creature that it seems a bit too detailed to simply be just a statue. Although it does not seem to be moving, it does not react to any of your approach. And there's also, nothing of specific interest. There's not like a plaque or, any sort of mechanism to interact with it. It just simply is.
So you say it's like to my character, it kind of looks like one of the old Guardians that protected his people.
Mm-hmm.
Havelock like puts his weapon down, gets on his knees, bows his head, and simply whispers to himself, "Thank you very much."
You feel a sense of affirmation as well, as if it accepts the congratulation and is appreciative.
And then Havelock places his hand on it.
Okay. You may also hit the long rest button. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
It's just this creature in the cave, right?
Yep. And these spirits just sort of milling about around him.
Is there any sort of checks I can do to see if these are, I don't know, old spirits that are staying here or new spirits that are just passing by?
That is a tall order. I will allow you to make whatever sort of check you would like, and I'll give you whatever information is relevant.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, guys, where's the long rest
nature.
button?
Should be in the
Go
top right.
to-
Oh wait, you're on your phone. I don't know. Should be
above, next to your character's name, there's the Manage button. Underneath Manage Character Levels, in the Play section, there's
Found it.
Log Short Rest, Long Rest. Rolling a nature check for a total of 23. I suppose I'm asking whether or not these spirits could have possibly been native to this region.
Okay. What skill check are you making?
Nature.
Okay.
And I got a 23.
This place that you are doesn't seem to be it seems magical, almost ethereal. This isn't like a physical location, but more like an idea. Like as much of a place like Hades could be, technically a physical thing that you can, move through, but it's not like connected to any of the natural transit, if that makes sense. So the sense that you're getting is that this is some sort of in-between location, and this is some sort of hub that allows spirits of creatures to manifest. But you don't think that they relate to the sort of life cycle of anything. After all, you don't see any, intelligent races. You don't see any humanoids like elves or bugbears or anything. These are all just sort of wild animals and creatures. Although you do see like various things. It's not just, peaceful creatures like bunnies and whatnot. There are also like bears and predators walking with prey, just sort of moving in peace with each other. This is simply a representation of peace and tranquility.
Okay.
Seems anything to do with the statues. This jeez.
Is there anything else anyone wanted to do?
I want to hug this statue.
You want to hug it?
Yep.
Alright. It appreciates the gesture, and you may also hit the long rest button.
I haven't spent anything. So.
Yeah, you're fine.
You said there were fish?
Yeah, there's just like creatures, just like sharks and eels and manta rays and like various fish just swimming through the air around you.
I'd like to open up the little water bottle I have on my side and just like make it come out as like a little ball of water inside and get one fish into it.
Okay. You manifest some water and move it into one of the fish, and it just sort of swims through it. Again, they're intangible, so you can't necessarily interact with them, but they do recognize your presence.
Alright, can I have the water go back?
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to try, Freddy?
Thinking.
By the way, just sort of throwing it out here, nobody speaks Primordial, right?
Nope, just Elven and Common.
I speak Abyssal in Elvish.
I forget what I speak. Oh, I speak Elvish. And Common.
Cool.
Let me see.
Oh, I can also speak Thieves' Cant.
I can only speak Common and Dronic.
Like, when did I get playing cards?
Probably starting equipment.
Yo, anyone want to play a game of poker?
No.
Just real casual next to the literal Buddha.
Hey, he doesn't look like he minds. Well, ask him if he wants to play too.
Is there anything that would catch my eye? That's the question.
I mean, there is this radiant figure on the top of the mountain that seems to be aware of your presence, but has done nothing at the moment. Has only reacted to what everyone else has been doing.
Can I try to climb this?
Can you what?
Can I try to like climb up the statue?
Okay. You do so. It feels a little disrespected, but...
I apologize.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a person size.
I'm just gonna sit down and collect my thoughts.
It is large size. You all are medium creatures. This is a large. If it were to stand up, it would be like 20 feet tall. So it is big. He's a big boy.
So it doesn't really seem like there's anything we can really do with the statue besides touching it and getting ourselves healed up. Avlox just looks at everyone else. Did anyone find anything going on around you?
Aside from the obvious and the fact that it healed my wounds, no.
Fair enough.
I'm going to walk up to the statue and put 2 gold coins on it and touch it.
Where do you put the gold coins?
It's on his hand. Like...
Okay. Yeah, he just sort of has like his hands resting in his lap, so you can just place them in there.
Okay.
You all hear this sort of low, soft groan, just sort of, and in your minds, you hear, is there something, you don't hear like in words, but it seems to be asking if there's something that you need from him. It wants to know why you're here.
Avlox just like looks at Hobio.
Whose dog is that?
Oh, so
Our old reality was falling apart.
he gets excited
This
whenever
one.
I let her outside.
This location was known by a friend, so we came here. I'm not entirely certain what we'll find here. Guidance would be nice.
There is so much discourse, and this is a safe place.
Okay. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Can I cast Sending to Kitongu?
Hold on a second.
This might be a bad idea, because personally speaking, and this is out of character, I don't really remember what the significance of the upside down waterfall, Snowy Mountains location. I just remember that we saw
I have
the
a very
vision.
important question for you. Do you send this message to Omniconnor, or do you send this to the person named Kitongu?
I thought they were the same entity.
The masked figure that hid his true face in his form, the one that manifested remnants of himself to keep watch on the countless worlds, asked you to refer to him as Kitongu. He announced himself as Kitongu. You do not know if that is his true name, but that is what he asked you to call him. So,
well, regardless, my intention is to the jackass at the end of time.
okay. Yeah, you want to send a message to him?
Yeah.
Alright.
We are at the. Hang on. We are at the upside down river mountain, sitting with Golden Man. What was the purpose behind this memory?
The first thing that comes back to you is a shuddered gasp and sense of discomfort, but almost in the way that you would get like excitement and disappointment. Just a sort of you found him? How did you get there?
I'll cast Sending again.
Okay.
Reality fell apart at our last reality. Portal opened up. This mountaintop was an option. Kind of just walked here after that.
Oh, this is troubling. You have found the peak of existence where Kitongu rests. I have tried to work in his stead, but I am pleased that you have found him. If he can bring peace, bring him back to us. And then you hear that he sends you a message. I saw that the crystal was destroyed. That means that your worlds cannot be connected anymore. That explains why it began to fall apart. I truly sympathize and wish I could help.
Oh, cool. So my reality's just gone.
Do you say that to him? I guess would Hoyer think that?
My response to his message is going to be, would Golden Kitongu want to return?
He sends you a message saying, oh, were you not finished?
Yeah, and then I was just counting them out on my fingers as I go along.
Sorry, go ahead.
Also, does that mean my reality is just gone? I'm a spare, if you will.
Another message responds saying, "The root has gone into the future to claim worlds, tearing them apart before they can be stopped. Your world can still be saved, but we have to stop it at the beginning."
This is some real timey-wimey bullshit.
He sends another message saying, "Kitongu distanced himself from everything in order to truly preserve peace. It is unlikely that you could convince him to come back. But if you were to convey that the existence of all things is in peril, perhaps he will fight for what is left."
No pressure, right? That's all I'll send back to him. Well, no time like the present. Holgir's going to sit over by Kitongu and kind of recap everything that's gone down. Give him the full synopsis, nothing held back.
You mind doing that in character, just to sort of give the stage for, I guess, everybody in here?
No guarantee I won't miss anything because I'm doing it in person and my memories.
I think that's good.
Been a long
I think that's in
campaign.
character. Huh.
Okay, so hello, Kitongu. I believe this is the first time we've met, but not the first time I've referred to somebody as Kitongu. Would you happen to be familiar with the man at the end of time?
He explains to you that he has distanced himself from experiencing anything beyond what is directly around him. So he knows not of any sort of actions that have befallen the worlds.
That's unfortunate, because unfortunately, according to the one who is calling himself Kitongu but is apparently not Kitongu at the end of time, reality and everything is kind of falling apart due to the roots, I guess. The world tree kind of doing its own thing and poking holes in realities. Currently, he is saying that in order to save the future, we might have to go back in time. It's kind of a mess outside, I'm not going to lie. We just came from our own wrecked reality, and I'm hoping you can at least give some guidance as to what the fuck is gonna happen now. Or perhaps you would be willing to assist us in potentially saving everything so that you can at some point in time and space come back here, or finally arrive the first time. Since it seems like the root is kind of trying to mess everything up.
The root has always been concerned with spreading. It needs room to grow. Just as the branches above support the many worlds, so too does the root need to grow in order to support it. But there is no space to grow in the darkness, for if it grows too far, a dark rot begins to seek in. That is why the Nidhogg was sent to watch over it. But for many centuries, the Nidhogg was peaceful. The root was content with its job. And so, the dragon slumbered. Its world fell into ruin. Peace began to become tainted. That is why I have imposed myself in exile to preserve peace. For if I were to return and to become corrupted or destroyed, Cosm would lose all restraint and be able to change all of reality into chaos.
Based off of that sentence, the only two options I see are stay here and definitely get consumed in the end, or assist us and maybe you don't. Because as it stands, the root is spreading and we could use, I guess, the Nidhogg to trim some of those nastier root branches off. Because it is spreading, apparently.
Would you like to make a persuasion check?
I would. I'll burn an auto 20 for that. Why not? For a total of 34. 34. And I'd be willing to egg point it if I need to.
You tell me.
Yes, I'll egg point.
The statue's head lifts, and instead of seeing a face, what you instead see is just sort of one single eye that just sort of begins to glow red, but not a piercing sort of evil or robotic sort of red, but instead the sort of soft hue that sort of pulses as if blinking, like a heart almost. This sort of reverence of life as this head sort of looks down at you in reverence. I will assist you. I will come when the time is ready. I cannot expose myself too early, but I can aid you with your descent. And you watch as the figure begins to stand slowly. And they do stand, whoops, that's not what I want to do. They stand to their full height. And you can see that they are some sort of semblance between mechanical construct and organic, similar to how some of the technology that you've experienced before, Holger. And this golden figure actually starts to lose a little bit of their golden glow and just sort of kind of turns into this almost bronze color with darker details amongst them as this sort of golden aura washes off of them. I can open a pathway to you, but the destination should be your own choosing. Where would you like to go? And there are a couple things that you can ask him, but to lay out the situation, basically the idea that Omnicon, the man at end of time, has told you is that you need to go back and stop the root from stop the root from getting corrupted in the first place or something.
Let's go to the start of time. Why not? What could possibly go wrong?
The only thing that can stop the root is a weapon of golden glow. And I don't want to do this full explanation in the voice. Basically, he describes that the tree and its growth is in its essence sort of like some of the primordials. So where deities and whatnot are weak to black steel, primordials are actually weak to golden alloys.
Oh.
So, but
Holger's just gonna point towards Havelock's spear.
Yes, he notes that and says, even Havelock's weapon and Kitongu's form are not pure enough gold in order to break the spell that is on the root. And in order to gain such a weapon, you should go to Dorado in order to obtain something of pure gold.
There we go. Now we can loot.
Now does it sound like a pirate campaign?
Also, so excited to take my spell.
Now it does. That sounds acceptable, Kitongu. Thank you for your assistance.
All come together.
How can we contact you in order to let you know we have need, or will you come to us?
When the time is ready, I will know. Havelock, and Sierra, the name Dorado means something to both of you. Havelock, Dorado is the name of your city that you were chased out of by those individuals in armor. And Sierra, you specifically know Dorado because that is what Jormungandr has told you to pursue and protect. He described it as the key, and it didn't make sense until now.
Okay. You okay?
Freddy, you good?
I'm alive. Why?
You made a
I
weird
don't know.
sound.
It sounded like somebody stubbed a toe or something.
Sounded like you were deflating a
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's like you try to move a chair.
Havelock, you would know that Dorado was one of the first civilizations made. When mortals were first created, there were different civilizations designated around preserving different aspects of material when they were first invented, the rarest of which was gold, as it was truly valuable. And there were other civilizations too designated around plant life and animal life and other precious ideas and minerals and various things, but Dorado is one that was prized most of all and had to be sealed away beneath the waters of the ocean where most creatures could not dwell, and locked behind various creatures and guardians and traps and puzzles and barriers that it has been almost lost to time from all the other mortal folk. But your people still lived there until recently. It was invaded by an unknown force that came without warning, as if they simply materialized inside the walls rather than making their way through all these obstacles. Do you want to share that with the party?
Nah.
Okay. But the party has been instructed to make their way towards your civilization. Would you like to offer any words?
So, did Hogio tell?
You all could hear this.
Okay, I just thought it was like a conversation between both of them.
No, Holgier was talking to the unnamed king, Omni Connor.
Connor at the end of time was the one who was speaking in my mind.
Man at the end of time. That's a good name. I like that. But Kitongu was speaking to all of you when he spoke. Again, it was less words and more of just sort of this feeling of understanding.
So Havelock just looks at Hogio, just thinking to himself of a few things, and says, "So we need to head to where I'm from?" This is very unexpected, if I'm being honest with you.
What's so special about this place?
Havelock just like looks at you. Oh right, I forgot. We're not from the same, I guess you could say, area. To put it simply, I guess you could say no one from my place was poor, you could say. We had very many riches. It's also where I got this. And he like shows off the spear. As far as I know, there were many other weapons like my spear, but no one was ever allowed to touch any of them.
Did they ever give a reason why? Or did they just decide?
Havelock just sucks. I do not know. I was simply one of the soldiers that walked there. I did not act Crescent.
Fair enough.
And I think it's a time for a good old robbery.
I wouldn't exactly call it a robbery. No one really lives there anymore.
Well, we're going way back in the past. At least I thought that's what we were doing.
We will. Havelock is like
yeah.
tilting his head, very confused.
Kitongu just
jerks thumb at the large golden statue man, offered to take us somewhere, and I suggest the beginning of time, back before the route became hostile.
Well,
So if this is your home, it'll be your home however long ago it was. I assume this is back before it was underwater, otherwise I'm going to need to learn some new spells. Because I can't.
Well, in the beginning, it definitely was not underwater. It simply is now.
If we get there and we're underwater, then we know we haven't gone back in time. If we get there and we're above water, we're in back time.
Havelock just like looks at you and says one thing. If we get there and we're underwater, none of you are going to be able to stay alive.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I'm going.
The city is very much at the bottom. None of you would be able to escape.
I have magic, damn it.
Havelock just like puts his hand on your shoulder and
I think I have breathe water.
if you have spells or anything like that that can help you breathe on water, then you'll be fine.
Kitanku suggests, in order to not mess with the order of things, it would be best to return to your reality at the current point in time, the present. It was Omniconnor that was suggesting that you all should either go to the beginning of time to attack the root, or catch it in the future when it was attacking the different worlds. But you'll have to pull off a heist first.
So we need to get the weapons before we can go and.
Yes.
So preparation.
Gotcha.
Yes. Sorry, this is a bit convoluted. I did not attempt this to take this long.
Well, if we're going there now, you're definitely going to need something to help you breathe underwater.
I just realized that there's like a few paradoxes that are happening at the moment.
Bro, my brain is pretzel knotted so bad I won't even notice.
Okay. So you guys want to go to Dorado, just straight there, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I mean, I
Let's
think I
head
can
up-
help one of you, and like he opens the bottle of water and.
Yeah, I think even if you just got there, if it's going to be underwater, none of us would have like resources to deal with that, and we would be stuck there. I think it's just best if we get that ship first.
I'm going to just walk up to the what was his name?
Kitangu.
Okay, Kitangu. That's what. So.
Here, I'll type
place
it
where
down.
So the place we were just at, well, the dimension we were just at now, basically gone, and now we have to work together to save the rest of time or existence.
Pretty much. We need to go track down a weapon of pure gold so that way we can affect the root, and then either go forward in time to attack, it's attacking, counterattack if you will, or go back in time to try and prevent it from being corrupted.
Okay. Is it just me or just all this sounds completely insane?
Because it is.
Oh no, Well, I'm 100% with you. I've just kind of been rolling with the punches for the last week.
Avrox just looks at you both and just sucks the sodas. I've been in a lot of battles. This is like average.
Point of order. Havelock and Sierra can both breathe water. Johnny doesn't have to breathe. And Freddy can hold his breath for, I think, 30 minutes at a time.
Oh, that's until I stab him in the gut and leave him a...
Yeah, true. But because Johnny is a vampire, he doesn't need to breathe.
He can live.
Yeah, but what concerns me is like, okay, we get the weapons, and then what? How we're going to get out of there?
Well, it's not exactly going to be easy to get the weapons.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because we were invaded a long while ago by, well, I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. I guess you could say they just appeared and wiped us out. They definitely were not sea folk. They sure didn't look human.
They were humanoid, but they were wearing suits to help them exist underwater.
They have a lot of numbers. They outnumbered us at least 100 to 1. You killed one, there was a lot more right behind them. We were stronger than them, no doubt about it. It was just that they outnumbered us by a lot more. There was nothing we could really do to hold them back.
Well, then it sounds like we need to be very careful about this. Or just to double check that they're even still there.
Not to mention, a lot of the city was probably locked down, so we'd have to find some way to unlock some of the areas where all the good stuff is.
Right. Well, first things first, I need to be able to breathe underwater. So, whichever city is close.
That and he like points at Freddy. I don't.
You don't what? You could.
I don't think 30 minutes would be good enough to stay at. So we should probably get them both something existing.
You dare underestimate my ability?
No, I just know for a fact that I'm more than like stab you point. So.
Well, good luck.
You realize you'd be at a major disadvantage fighting.
Okay, spare a question. Where is... Oh wait, who am I talking to actually?
Me, I guess. Just out of character.
No, who's trying to stab me?
Hi, how are you?
Alright, so where's Havelock's cat located at the moment?
They've already stepped through the portal.
See, this is very much why I want.
Listen, if you want to be stabbed me, I'm gonna stab something of my own.
Technically, you still have it. You caught it.
I thought he gave it back.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you? I can't fucking remember actually.
The cat was just like,
Did I?
enough talking, let's get going. And just like walks through the portal. Kitonga like manifests like a swirling sphere of light. And the cat just walks through. Wait, no, you didn't tell him where you wanted to go yet.
I was gonna say like the closest city to Dorado, so that way we could just get whatever we need there and then dip.
Okay. Easy enough.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
Holger wouldn't
Is-
know any of the cities because he's never been outside of his homeland.
Okay, so you all go through the portal?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Just gonna change music real quick. Okay. You all step out into what is beautiful sandy beach, but rather instead of a beautiful sunset and a beautiful blue vista, you actually wait, hold on. Sorry, where was I? I needed some water. Yes, you step out onto what would be a beach, but the tide has gone out. It is very dark at night. And you see a few figures that are arguing on the beach. You see a rather average-looking human male that's looking very confused as these two females are arguing on the beach. One of them appears to be Talia, and the other seems to be her sister. Both having long hair. Talia is brown hair. This second figure, who you don't know, but his name's Scotty, has white hair. And they're just sort of arguing back and forth. Talia is trying to persuade her sister to calm her down, and Scotty's like arguing like, "You ruined everything. I finally got over you, and I tried to be happy, and you come back and ruin everything." And it seems like Talia seemed to appear as Scotty was on a date, presumably with this humanoid boy. Upon which the two girls instantly break into a brawl. Scotty throws Talia into the sea, chasing after her. And they disappear into the surf. And the guy just kind of turns and looks at all of you like, hey, don't know what's going on. Sorry. And you...
No, it's all right. I know half of those two, and she's wild. The one with the two swords, she was our captain for a little while. Wonder if she's just gonna
Avaloxus
hang out
points
with
at
her sister.
Hogil, his captain, not mine.
Right.
She likes being a ferret.
Yeah, probably not gonna be that for a while because ferrets underwater don't go well. But would you mind pointing us in the direction of the nearest town or city?
Do you think I can get back that ship I gave him?
Yeah, Aiden is up there. There's probably going to be a bit of a bustle. There's, there was a bunch of people that gathered to see the boat races, and apparently with the tide coming and going like it is, getting all flip-floppy, it seems like the races might be delayed. I don't know. Though there's a whole hubbub. Especially the big prize about the new submersible ship that someone created. Seemed really cool too.
Avloxus looks at Hogio.
Hang on. I think I know what this is. Out of character, is that the apparatus of Crab?
It is something fairly similar to that. Have you ever seen what's that beautiful movie? That DreamWorks filled called Atlantis?
Yes! Oh, I forget.
Could you say the name again? You cut out.
Atlantis, the DreamWorks film called.
Oh, yeah. Those little crab hoverers.
I forget what it's called.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Uncultured.
Anyway.
It's a machine!
Oh, the Leviathan?
But yes, this figure tells you that there is some boat races happening, but people are getting upset that it's been delayed, but they're gonna try and do the boat races soon. And the prize is a submersible ship, which is unheard of.
So someone just adventured it. Is it like a prototype or an actual walking underwater ship?
It's the first of its kind, so I guess you could consider it a prototype. But there has been multiple iterations. It's been developed by a very talented magician, an alchemist known as Malachi. And he is very, very well known for his creations and whatnot. Yes. That is exactly what it looks like.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I like the second one better, I'm not gonna lie.
How's it going how are you holding up? 'Cause I'm a potato.
Shut up, what's your name from Portal 2?
GLaDOS.
I mean, she was in the first one too, but that's okay.
I don't care, you're a potato. Go get eaten by the bull.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot GLaDOS got turned into a potato in the second game.
I haven't even played
lemons.
the second game, but that's like the one outstanding clip that I know of GLaDOS, other than her just being, you know, an omnipresent voice in the rooms. The only time I've really ever, if I had to identify what GLaDOS looked like, it would be a potato. Nothing else.
When life gives you lemons. Screw life, give the lemons back.
I think one of the bad things about the Portal 2 is like when you're on the elevator going out, you just help like the other car, and GLaDOS like, oh, this is the part where he kills you, and the chapter is he's the part where he kills you, and the guy just says he's the part where I kill you.
Sounds like a Stanley Parable thing.
Almost like that.
There was a thing where the narrator goes to kill you, and then a second narrator comes in and says, "And splat, they died. Haha, I'll see you later," said the narrator.
There was a whole narrator for the narrator?
Yeah, because the whole thing about Stanley Parable, basically, we're getting way off track. Yeah. Basically, the narrator in Stanley Parable is talking about everything you do and controlling what you do, and then there's like a super meta thing about a second narrator comes in and says that you died, and how the narrator accepts that you died because that was their plan, but then you get set free from the trap, and then it takes you into the back rooms behind like all the textures and shows you like the pre-models for the game and everything. Super cool. Anyways, back to the game.
I remember a bucket from that game. That's all I remember.
Anywho, you all have the option to try to compete into this. Yes, back to the plot. So
the plot where you see.
Previously, on last session, which is currently still this session, you all got brought to Aiden, a city of beautiful vistas where there is this racing tournament, and the prize is a submersible ship. What would you all like to do?
Wait, first things first. We gotta get there. Head
Okay.
to the city of Eden.
Yep. You walk up there. It's a beautiful. If you can imagine like those stone wrought buildings. Think of like Greece and whatnot. Just like beautiful vistas of the ocean and whatnot, and then just sort of like a bustling city based around that. Just sort of like kind of old architecture mixed into like modern sort of temporary wood structures set up and whatnot. Leading into a larger city that's up on the mountainside a bit more, which is a bit more higher class and whatnot. Yes, we should wrap up soon. That is
another 7 hours.
no. That is Aiden. Actually, maybe before we get into this next part, we should stop here because this is a pretty good spot.
Yes, we see a ferret get tossed into the ocean.
You watch as two sisters that are demigods that command the elements just sort of go battling into the surf together.
As we're like talking to the dude, the ocean's like switching colors. It's like a massive battle on the water.
Yeah.
Everything dies.